My friend, let me ask you something. Man to man. Can you see your penis without a mirror? Try something for me. Buck naked, right before you shower. Put your heels, hips, and shoulder blades against the wall. Suck in your gut or not, it doesn't matter. Look down. Can you see your little man waving back up at you or not? Or do you have some belly obstruction? If your gut's blocking the view, you've been eating backwards, and it's time you flip the energy equation. You've been fed a fat lie when it comes to how you should eat. You've been told to eat first, then be active to burn it off. The equation looks like this: eat, then burn to survive. This is a very new idea of how to eat for humans, and it's completely backwards. The real way your body is designed to handle your energy consumption: be active first, then eat to fuel your activity level. This is how you acquired food for energy for tens of thousands of years, by earning your resources. This correct equation looks like this: burn, then eat to thrive. You might think this is a trivial difference, but the effects on your body are actually huge. Let's compare this to another fuel consumption machine: your car. You don't gas up to a full tank at night and then go right back to the gas station the next morning. You know your car doesn't need any more fuel. It only makes sense to drive around a while first, create a fuel deficit, and then put more gas in your tank. That makes sense. But every day you're driving your living car around and gassing up in the morning, gassing up in the afternoon, gassing up at night, and you know damn well your body's barely driven anywhere. So you're eating again when your tank is already full. If you did that to your car, you'd have to get those little red gas jerry cans, fill them up, and put them in your trunk to store as extra fuel, which actually, that's not a bad idea. But here's the problem. You eventually run out of space in your car, inside the trunk, but you still got these extra fuel cans. You're still filling up 3 times a day. So now what to do with those extra red jerry cans? Well, you got to tape them to the outside of your car. Now, I know this sounds stupid, but this is exactly how people get fat on their body. You're taking in extra fuel you're not using day after day, and your body, still programmed on survival mode, is always going to store it on your body for when starvation and famine hits, which, thank God, doesn't happen anymore. So that extra energy, that fat, sits there duct taped to your body for years and wreaks havoc on your health. That high-end performance car you were born with, well, now it's driving like a jalopy. It has no acceleration, poor handling, and you're taking it to the mechanic all the time. One of the best things you can ever do for yourself after strength training is to flip the fuel consumption script. If you want to thrive as a man in your second 50 years, you should always be feeding your activity level. That's how your body was designed, not burning off your eating amount. I'm Ken Kowalsky, physical therapist, wrestling coach, husband, and dad of 4. For 30 years, I've watched men over 50 fade into sickness and death way before their time, and I'm sick of it. I wrote Grow or Die and built Second 50 Strong to prove your second 50 years can be your best years ever. I'm in my 50s right now and living this journey. If you refuse to fade and want more strength, purpose, and masculine edge to dominate your 60s, 70s, and beyond, this is for you. Let's get to work. You don't want to burn off your eating level because trying to lose weight with things like cardio actually suck at taking fat off your body. Look, weight loss isn't about burning calories. It's about not putting those calories into your pie hole in the first place. So let's burn something into your brain right now for the rest of your life, please. Lean in a little bit. Here it is. It is infinitely easier to avoid putting calories in your body than it is to burn them off your body. I'm going to repeat this because it's huge. It is infinitely easier to avoid calories than it is to burn them off. Eat a Big Mac? That's 2 hours of walking at 3 miles per hour. Grab a donut? That's 20 minutes of vigorous push-ups. Guys, 1 minute of vigorous push-ups is brutal. 20 minutes is impossible. Sneak in a caramel latte? That's 15 minutes of jump rope at 110 skips per minute. That's almost 2 skips per second. Mindlessly bury a medium popcorn at the movies? That's 1 hour of biking at 10 miles per hour. Not coasting at 10 miles per hour, pedaling at 10 miles per hour. Now, how about this? putting nothing in your pie hole? Well, burning that off takes 0 minutes of zero effort. I don't know about you, but that sounds way easier than push-ups, jump rope, or biking. Your strongest tool for fat reduction isn't your treadmill, it's your willpower. When it comes to getting fat off your body, cardio-style exercises hit like a little girl. Which brings us to the 2 best fat-burning exercises of all time, I promise. They're called the push-away and the walk-away. Let's talk about the push-away first. Anytime you're visiting relatives, at a party or a work gathering, and someone slides a delicious piece of love in front of you, you're looking at it and all the cheap pleasure centers of your brain are lighting up like a pinball machine, but you know it's bad for the high-performance machine you're driving, your body. Here's what you do. Push it away 2 inches. Smile and say, thanks, but I'm really full. And then push it away some more. Yeah, you're gonna hurt some feelings, but you just leveled up your game. By eating that crap, you're not feeding your health, you're only feeding their ego. They'll survive. If they insist, say no anyway. You're a man. Now let's talk about the walk-away. Do this exercise every time you're in the kitchen, in front of the fridge, or the pantry on autopilot looking for snacks. Man, I mean, you're not even hungry. You're just bored and looking for some pie hole excitement. In that moment you find yourself there, do these 4 steps of the walk-away. Number 1, snap out of your trance and wake up. Number 2, say no out loud. You need to hear yourself say no, so do it out loud. Number 3, walk away and go drink some water until you feel full. Lastly, most important, go do something useful. Obtain a new skill, learn new knowledge, finish a project you've been working on. Here's the deal, if you don't do something useful, you're gonna get bored and find yourself right back there again in 30 minutes doing it all over again. Here's the big secret that's been screwing you up. You want to eat more food because you've been eating the wrong food. Foods that spike your blood sugar and force your body to release a ton of insulin to get that glucose out of your bloodstream. Only then to crash your blood sugar and make you feel starving again when your body doesn't need any more calories. It's a never-ending cycle that puts inches on your belly and eventually sends you to the doctor's office. Every bite of something that comes out of a bag, box, or wrapper kicks in this death spiral of you eating too much and still feeling hungry. Let me ask you something. Would you ever feed your dog a donut, caramel latte, or Pop-Tart for breakfast? How about after a great day of fetch, would you feed your German Shepherd a bag of chips and a Monster drink? That'd be animal abuse. Your poor dog would be running into walls, peeing on your couch, and asking you why you were trying to kill him. But that's exactly what we're doing to ourselves. We're shoveling that crap into our pie holes daily. Instead of chasing squirrels, we're chasing sugar fixes. Look, if your dog's eating smarter than you are, let him sit at the table for dinner and you can lay at his feet begging for scraps. You might just get healthier that way. I might be onto something. Brother, you're not broken, and don't blame yourself if you've got more poundage on you than you want. You've been fed lies since you were a little kid about what kinds of food to eat, how much of it to eat, and when you should eat it. You've been brainwashed by bad information from the food industry, the drug industry, and the medical industry that's been bought by the food and drug industries. The food industry knows this shit they've been pushing on you for decades is addictive. They purposely make it that way. They know it's wrecking your body and they don't care. Why? Because your poor health is their profit margin. You're filling a prescription at the pharmacy and they're laughing all the way to the bank. The food, drug, and medical industry, they don't want you healthy. They want your dollar. And the healthier you are, the less dollars they get from you. So what do you think their primary objective is? As a man over 50, it's imperative that you decrease the amount of fat on your body. Fat's not the enemy because it makes you look unattractive as a man, which it does. But it's the enemy because of what it does to your health. Fat causes low-grade chronic inflammation throughout your body. It's like a silent alarm that's always going off in the background. You hear it so much you get used to it, eventually you just ignore it, but it's always there and one of the main reasons you'll get a chronic disease. Science is also showing that fat tissue is a source of estrogen production in men. It also suppresses testosterone production, which makes you more feminine, causing low sex drive, erectile dysfunction, more muscle loss, and a myriad of health issues I wrote about in my book, Grow or Die. And then we have visceral fat. The fat that's hiding behind your stomach muscles, which makes men's round bellies feel firm instead of squishy. Visceral fat can surround your heart, liver, pancreas, and more. This is the most dangerous thing for a man as it's linked to diabetes, stroke, cancer, erectile dysfunction, dementia, you name it. That firm belly, that's not muscle. That's your organs getting choked out by excess calories. Guys, I've also lived this problem years ago. I used to think I needed to eat to start my day. I was stuffing my pie hole with energy before I even moved. I couldn't lose the extra pounds. I hated the fat around my belly, and I wouldn't even look at the mirror because I was so embarrassed. Aches and pains started to set in and my energy was dipping. But after years of studying nutritional science, I finally learned to flip the energy equation. Burn first and then earn the right to eat. That's when my fat started coming off. My aches and pains went away and my energy finally started coming back. Here are some action steps to take today. Wake up and move before you eat. It doesn't have to be heroic. You can walk, strength train for 30 minutes, or go build something. Don't eat out of boredom. If you fill your free time with a purpose that excites you, you won't need food for stimulation. Stop eating on autopilot, guys, and train your brain to have bells and whistles go off in your head every time you're looking in the fridge or pantry or going to the drive-thru line. Do the push away and the walk away. Learn them, use them, master them. Brother, here's a challenge for you today. Every time you're about to put something into your pie hole, ask yourself, did I earn this? Did I do the activity that makes my body need it? Don't fill your tank unless it's been emptied through activity. If not, it's best to just avoid topping off. And most importantly, learn to ignore the millions of little excuses your mind's going to give you that it's okay to pack on more calories on your body. Look, if any of this is hitting home, don't beat yourself up. Just take the first step in the right direction. Share this with someone you know that's fighting the same battle and needs to hear this so you can do it together. You can also check out my blogs on eating like a predator at second50strong.com. We're going to keep freight training forward with the Second 50 Strong mission, so subscribe if you're ready to start growing and dominating in your second 50 years. Let's rebuild together, one decision at a time. Brother, you were born to be a sports car, not to drive around like a dump truck. Flip the energy equation. Burn first and learn to earn your food. And remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.